you have to be tough when it comes to security. And sometimes, sadly, to have to say it, sometimes some people die.
Ride Along Live, where everyone has a story to tell.
One thing I know for sure is that worldwide, but more so I see it in the Caribbean, that our governments care nothing about prisons or police stations.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you that from visiting some countries and right here at home in St. Vincent. These places come last, especially the prisons. They come last. And the problem is that the government, the public, everybody wants this major sense of security while investing little in the security infrastructure. And I can tell you this: I've been the grievance officer for the Public Services Union that represents prison officers and the public service here in St. Vincent. I've gone to permanent secretaries, and so forth, and outline what the issues of the prisons are, and literally being brushed off. I remember one time I went to permanent secretary Pompey at the time, and I said to him, the prison that you have just built in Belial, it's not adequately lit around the perimeter. And his question to me was, as a permanent secretary of security, his question to me was, what is it that we need perimeter lighting for?
I see.
This is the type of rubbish we have to deal with here in the Caribbean and here in St. Vincent. Now, one of the other things that the brothers spoke about was the caliber of officers. Now, I have this thing in me. I don't know if it's because of my makeup or what, but for me, you heading into, whether it's the army, prison, police, once you're heading into any of these security mechanisms, you have to be prepared for what comes with them.
Right.
Junior, every day you leave home, you're dead.
Right. I see.
I always, anybody walking along with me, I always tell them this. Every single day you leave your home to come to work, you're dead until you get back home. And you have to start acting that way. And you have to start acting in a way to make sure that you're secure. And by you being secure, you're keeping the public secure. Now, the issue is that, again, so many people try to hide behind, I'm young in this. No, once you get there, you learn everything you can and you implement again as though you're dead. Nobody's going to tell me, yes, and this is something that, again, even the senior men, Officer Olivier, SP Olivier, God bless his soul, he used to always tell us, he said, one, trust no inmate. That is number one. And number two, they have more time than you to sit and plan and to study.
Right.
Well, guess what? One of my philosophies that I've lived by, Junior, and that I brought to the job and everything is that I become my enemy. I become the prisoner. I start thinking like you. And that is how I've always been able to keep a step ahead of them. But another thing that's very important is to have a name, in a sense. Right. You develop a name where people know, hello, this, whether it's this team, whether it's the police or whoever, we don't mess with them.
Right.
So they know, boy, if we miss at anything or if we try anything, we know what can happen. I think one of the major problems we have in the Caribbean and the world is that all of a sudden, criminals are no longer criminals. All of a sudden, they're angels. This is one of the biggest problems we have in society, that everybody all of a sudden, and I think it comes from programming, from movies and all of these things where crime is so glorified that people don't see crime and being a menace to society as something bad anymore. And I think it comes from a breakdown of morals and so forth in society, because now, when you as a prison officer, prison officer, police, you tasked with protecting, serving, keeping the security of your country. But when you have to, we are not dealing with kindergarten people here. You're talking about dealing with somebody who will cold-bloodedly kill you. And
Right.
we are seeing that now, where they're saying, you know what, possibly this American couple, they were killed.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is that they have the right away or the leeway to kill people and feel good about it. But when you have to take strong stances and actions, it's all of a sudden a problem. No, I don't, Junior, me and you good for how long? You know me by now. I don't care what people want to think about that. The thing is, sometimes you have to be tough. And you have to be tough when it comes to security. And sometimes, sadly, to have to say it, sometimes some people die. And sometimes to protect you and to protect the larger part of society, sometimes people have to die. It sounds cold, it sounds callous, but it's just fact. Because the thing is, your life is at risk. The moment you become a police or prison officer, your life is no longer yours. And you're no longer safe. Even your family, you're putting at risk.
Right.
So, what you're telling me, that somebody is going to be coming at me with guns and bullets and I'm going with a pillow?
Ride Along Live, where everyone has a story to tell.